Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned the truth from and rule well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000 and the 1/3, the large multitude, until you all say shalom. So today's lesson that I want to get into is about how you have to suffer in this truth. This truth is all about suffering. You gotta endure the suffering, the chastising, to build you up, to purge out all those impurities, all that leaven that you had, coming out the world, old habits, that you had, as you progress in this truth, you start, changing certain habits, for the better, fasting, eating healthier, changing your ways. But all that, comes through suffering, enduring. So first scripture I want to get is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." So yeah, when you're gonna serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you're gonna be tempted. You're gonna have to endure suffering. Because that's what all this truth is about. Yahushai had to suffer. He had to, bear his cross and during that crucifixion, that death. So we got to do the same. We got to endure the chastising, all the hell we're catching. It's all to build us up and to purge us out of all that impurities that we have. So the next scripture I want to get is James chapter 1 and verse 12, and it reads, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." Yeah, so, we're going to have to endure, all those temptations, all the hell we're catching, all the suffering, not be able to do judgment, as we would like to do, because we got to wait on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, to establish the kingdom, to bring that judgment upon the 2/3 and the Edomites and all the heathen nations. So, that's part of the suffering too. So we got to wait on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And even waiting for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's suffering. So next scripture I want to get is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 22, and it reads, "That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust." So we got to put off that old man, all the old habits that we used to do, and even certain unlawful things, that we have to minimize or eliminate, to make us, more acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So next scripture I want to get is 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 11. And it reads, "When I was a child, I spake as a child, and I understood as a child, and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." So yeah, before we came into this truth, we were ignorant of all the sins we were doing, while we were suffering. But now when we come into this truth, we got to put away all those things and ultimately endure that suffering, catching hell, at your job site, dealing with people in the world, being disrespected, and, knowing you got to take the low. You can't do nothing against these people till, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua comes back. That's all suffering, having to endure, being disrespected, taking the low. So next scripture I want to get is First Peter chapter 4 and verse 12, and it reads, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you." So yeah, we're going through these fiery trials. We're being purged out of all of our impurities. Being put in that furnace. Going through adversity, the purges of that old man. To be like Yahweh Shemi Yahushua. So when we're catching all this hell, we can't think of it as a bad thing, but as a good thing, that we're catching hell, to build us up. So next scripture, I want to get is Luke chapter 14 and verse 26, and it reads, "If any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." Yeah, so, when that word hate, it doesn't mean just, despise, have a disdain for, your family. It means to love less, putting Yahweh Shemi Yahushua first, you even hating your own life, because we're not looking forward for life here. We're looking forward towards the kingdom of heaven. And as we're waiting for the kingdom of heaven, we're having to endure, all the hell and all the suffering. Verse 27, "And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." So we have to bear bear our cross. That's what's going to come with, serving Yahweh Shemi Yahushua. Enduring the hell we're catching. Enduring till the end. So next scripture I want to get is Philippians chapter 1 and verse 29. And it reads, "For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahushua HaMashiach, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake." So yeah, we're having faith in Yahushua, believing in Yahushua. But ultimately, believing on him, we're gonna have to suffer for that too. Just like he suffered, he had to endure his cross. We have to suffer as well. Catching all the hell and enduring. So the next scripture I want to get is Micah chapter 7 and verse 9. And it reads, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, because I have sinned against him. until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So yeah, we got to bear, the indignation, all the hell, all the suffering we're catching, because ultimately we sinned, and it could be a lot worse, but whatever hell we're going through, money situations, having to deal with, your Eve, catching hell at work, even dealing with these people in the world, that's suffering, knowing that all the wickedness they're doing and you can't, execute judgment, seeing all these moles, all these alphabet people, all these heathens. But ultimately, we have to wait for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to bring that judgment. So, last scripture I want to get is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, and it reads, "For he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." So yeah, we have to endure the suffering, to the end, till Yahweh comes and cracks the skies, So if we endure to the end, we're gonna receive that deliverance, Lord willing. That kingdom of heaven on the first go around. Unlike the 2/3, which will be thrown in that lake of fire. So, you got to endure the suffering, endure the chastisement. But, that's pretty much for this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who all learn truth from and who were well. Peace, salutations to the 144,000, the large multitude, 1/3 until you say Shalom.